Hi, this is Nanette Hohenfeld of the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, May 9th, 2016. Looking at precipitation over the past 14 days, this image here on the left shows what we have received as far as precipitation over the past 2 weeks. You can see pretty much the entire Great Basin has received some precipitation. However, if we look at the image on the right, we can see how this precipitation compares to normal. And looking at the percentage of normal, you'll see that it's really all but Idaho has been at or above normal as far as precipitation over the past 2 weeks. So really most of Utah and Nevada and Arizona have done quite well with precipitation, while Idaho has for the most part been below normal for precipitation over the past 2 weeks. The infrared satellite this morning shows a low pressure system east of the Great Basin and another low pressure system to the northwest over northern Idaho. These two systems will continue to shift eastward over the next few days. The ventilation index for this afternoon is good to excellent across the entire Great Basin. You can see that pretty much the entire area is in that white range, which is the good to excellent range. If we break that down into the transport winds and the mixing height, this image on the left shows the transport winds, and you can see that they are quite strong across the entire Great Basin. And moving to mixing height, which is the image on the right, you can also see the mixing heights are also quite good. And so with this combination of good transport winds and mixing heights, we will see excellent mixing across the Great Basin today. Moving on to Tuesday, you can see that second low pressure system has moved eastward. And if we look at the ventilation index for tomorrow, for the most part, it's still in that good to excellent range, although there are some pockets of the port-a-fair mixing, which you will see as the red colors on the map. And if we break that down further, you can see that the transport winds do slow down from today to tomorrow, and the mixing heights are a bit lower. And so that's why we will start to see those lower mixing values start to creep in on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we will see some high pressure moving into the western part of the Great Basin. And with that high pressure moving into place, ventilation index values will begin to lower. And you can see a wider area of those reds and yellows on the map, which indicate lower mixing values. And if we look at that in a little more detail, you can see that the transport winds do continue to decrease into Wednesday, as well as lowering mixing heights. If we look at the forecast clearing index from the National Weather Service in Salt Lake, you can see that trend reflected. We are looking at good to excellent mixing across much of Utah Monday and Tuesday. However, with high pressure building on Wednesday, those values will begin to decrease. As far as 3-day precipitation accumulation, nothing too significant is expected. There is a potential for some precipitation over portions of Utah and Nevada, and central and eastern Idaho. Moving into Thursday, we will see high pressure continuing to increase across the Great Basin. However, while you would expect the ventilation index to continue to drop into Thursday, we are expecting some decent winds on Thursday, and those will keep the ventilation index in that mostly good to excellent range on Thursday. And then as we move into Friday, we start to see another system approaching the area from the west. We will see our winds turn southwesterly on Friday. And with those good transport winds, we will see another day of good excellent mixing across the Great Basin on Friday. On Saturday, we will see that low pressure system begin to make its way into the Great Basin, bringing another day of good to excellent mixing. And on Sunday, again, we will see good to excellent mixing across the majority of the Great Basin. There are some pockets of lower values across portions of Utah, Idaho, and Nevada. Looking at the 4 to 5 day precipitation accumulation, you'll see that nothing is expected across the Great Basin, so things will trend a bit drier in that 4 to 5 day period. And finally, taking a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, you can see that they are calling for below normal temperatures across the eastern part of the Great Basin, with normal temperatures across the western part of the Great Basin, and above normal precipitation across the majority of the Great Basin. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.